Today we will discuss communication strategy. Lecture include these following questions: communications process as the way it built, buyer perception and behavior. Then we will discuss how to develop the message, and we will discover buzz marketing as an ad tool. Communication is defined as the transmission and reception of a message. For communication to take place, two parties have to be involved, the sender and the audience. If the audience does not pick up the message sent out, no communication takes place. The effort and expense have been wasted. So marketing communication is the process of transmitting messages to make the organization's products or services attractive to target audiences. The two most important audience for marketing communications are customers and the trade, but the audience can also include employees, shareholders, government bodies, and community groups or other stakeholders. Let's proceed with stages and tasks of marketing communications. There are several reasons why managers communicate to these markets or audience. They may be named as stages at the same time. First of all, inform. Management needs to make the audience aware that the company's product or service exists in a way preferable for the company. For example, somewhere there is a device, let's call it a bracelet, which receives the phone calls for mobile phone by vibration to the hand of the carrier. It sends signal of incoming call to the owner. At this stage of communication, this information gives a certain perception to the market of what this product does. The next step is persuade. A further stage is creating favorable attitude to the company's product, or its brands, or to the company in general. At this step, the communication is built to convince the audience that this product serves to the needs of the customer with superiority comparatively to competitors' offers. For instance, as for our example with a smart bracelet, in a message it said that it's a color-customized bracelet, smart accessory that pairs with the smartphones to send notifications through vibration, sound, and light. And for its competitor, we will talk about Fitbit brand. Isn't it so pretty via Facebook? So we should guess what message will win. We'll see. Image creation. The base for the image creation is the differentiation of the product. For example, for the smart bracelet, it will be the image of the words first smart accessory that lets you change its light designs to match every outfit or occasion besides other advantages. In some markets, the image created by the firm's communications will be the only one and main differentiation among brands. It's true for the food or drinks markets. In blind tests, customers hardly can identify the brands. There was the case for Coca-Cola once. And for some lager beer brands too, customers cannot discriminate the brands among the others because of the standardized production process. But they have preferences, Carlsberg or Stella Artois or Bud, in terms of the slogans, symbols, and actors presented in the advertising. So the image is the complex system of beliefs that is created via different communication channels and sometimes the only means of differentiation. The first stage is reinforcement. In the maturity stage, the communication is aimed not at winning new customers, but at reassuring existing ones that they have made the correct choice. For most established businesses, retaining existing customers is more important to future sales than winning new ones. Effective communications reinforcements carrying customers by reminding them that their brand is still reliable, relevant, and has a good value. Otherwise, the customers would switch on other brands with new benefits and values. Element, that is presented as a brand for smart bracelets, was offered by SumDU and its new product supported by early adopters, but competition is always high in smart wristband market. And to be successful, the company should reinforce the customers with the support messages and events that proves that the buyer's choice was right. Marketing communications normally covers personal selling, media advertising, direct response marketing, sales promotions, and public relations. We should mention also the external attractiveness of product, price, and presentation, that is, communicating with the buyers through the physical or sensor contacts, and one more interesting tool, buzz marketing, that creates the image and attractiveness of the product, but I will tell you more details later in further slides. The communications process starts with the sender that wants to communicate a message to an audience. The sender could be a salesperson calling on a potential customer or a firm sending a message to millions of customers through a communication channel. The sender has to put the intended message into words, pictures, or symbols that can be transmitted. That is called encoding. The encoded message is then transmitted through a medium such as television advertisement or an email letter or Facebook post to a client. If the audience receives the message, it is then interpreted or decoded. The audience may then respond in some way. Finally, there is a feedback, which is the information that the sender obtains about the audience response. Is the message really working, and does it get the attention company needs? Research shows that it depends first upon the characteristics of the audience and second upon the impact of the message. The main factors are as in the list, as you see in slide. Messages of practical value. If customers are in the market for the product, they are more likely to pay attention to the information presented in the message to understand if this product matches their expectations. Messages that are consistent. People look for information that justifies recent buying decisions. New buyers try to prove themselves that the choice was made correctly. Then messages should be interesting. If the communicator knows what interests the target audience, it can capture attention by reflecting this interest in the message. It can be snowboards in the new stream that will catch the eye, or new coffee shop, but it must be relevant to the interest of their audience. Messages that are new. People pay more attention to messages that announce fresh news about the brand or the company. And messages should have an impact. The attention can be increased by spending more to creativity of the message with which it is expressed. For example, impact is increased with the size of the message, the use of color, movement, expression, and let's remember that a picture is worth of 1,000 words. Let's research case number 1, a Fitbit. Since launching its first device in late 2009, a year later than it promised, Fitbit has experienced explosive revenue growth with 246% over the 2010-2014 time period, culminating in nearly 750 million in sales in 2014. Fitbit entered the Hong Kong market in 2013. For the Hong Kong market, instead of focusing on traditional advertising, the brand chooses to conduct digital campaigns such as social media contests for fans of its Facebook page and bloggers. Sports is also an important focus for the brand. It organizes events for sports fanatics such as marathons and distributes its products in retail outlets, selling products that combine sports and lifestyle. Another marketing strategy that has worked well in the United States for the brand was the introduction of the concept of corporate wellness to the office community. The brand contacted human resources departments of big companies such as Adopt and British Petroleum and ran wellness programs to encourage their employees to do more exercise and keep fit. Fitbit conducts e-commerce transactions in the United States as well as in Japan and other markets through its own website. Fitbit significantly increased its effort in both distribution and marketing in 2014, helping to drive the company's 175% growth in 2014. The contract with Winit Distribution was the most significant change in this year. By selling Fitbits everywhere from Costco to Sports Authority to the Army and Air Force Exchange Service, Winit moved from more than 10% of revenue to 13% by the end of the year and became Fitbit's largest single distributor. Best Buy and Amazon were noted as the next two largest distributors, with the overall top 5 responsible for around half of the company's revenues, helping push its products to over 45,000 retail stores across 50 countries.